So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Welcome to my Apple iPhone 13 unboxing. Now this time around I went with this new blue color. I say new because it's not quite as deep as last year's blue, but just like the other iPhones, it does say iPhone on the back, Apple logo on the top, Apple logo on the bottom. You'll see right here iPhone 13. iPhone 13 includes a USB-C cable. Now I kind of already opened this up because I actually pre-shot this and then the audio got corrupted, so I'm not going to peel the tabs off for this one right here. So let me go ahead and showcase to you this new iPhone. Definitely a lot lighter than the last year model, so if you're into a lighter, more of a baby blue, you'll definitely dig this one right here. But looking at that 13 mini from earlier today, you'll see that this one a deeper red than before. So they went lighter on the blue, deeper on the red. Actually, that's a really good move because I think a lot of people like lighter blues and a lot of people like deeper reds. So that's definitely a great move, I would say. Here on the front, you'll see the reduced notch over the iPhone 12. And over here, you'll see USB-C to Lightning cable. And then we do have ourselves warranty guide, SIM card tool, and an Apple sticker. A very minimal box. Even the boxes came in the mail was super minimal. So Apple's definitely going towards a more minimalistic approach, trying to keep plastics off, trying to save the environment with these phones, well, at least trying to anyway. Then over here, let's take a look at the iPhone 13. So I do have the pink one in house as well. It's not mine, it's my fiance, but she's gonna let me use it for a video. So if you guys want to see that brand new pink color, I'm gonna go ahead and show you that one soon. But it comes in blue, the one you see here, Midnight Starlight product red. 128 gig for $799, $899 for 256 gig, and over $1,000. Yeah, you can pay over $1,000 now for just a regular 13, $1,100 for 512 gigs. So Apple really getting you there on that storage upsell, but you have to really decide, do you need that much storage? All right, guys, so we're now in the iPhone 13. I skipped the setup process. It's just Face ID or Apple ID, you know, the usual stuff. And here is the iPhone 12. Now, can you spot the difference here? The notch again, the notch has been reduced. It's the same notch on all of the iPhone 13s. And what you notice right away is the brighter display. This can reach a maximum of 1200 nits peak, and it can also hit 800 nits outdoors. So the iPhone 13 is similar to that of the Pro of last year. So if you like more weight, it gets more weight here on the iPhone 13. It's immediately noticeable. I didn't notice it too much on the Max phones because those phones are already heavy, the Max phones, but this one was super light in the iPhone 12. But the trade-off is a bigger battery. Now along the edges, you'll see it's essentially the same, and definitely on this side it's the same as well. Power buttons in the same location. The camera lenses look a little bit bigger there for the iPhone 13 versus the iPhone 12, and they're now in a diagonal format, so you'll have to decide if that's for you. Now up at the top, you can see that antenna line in the same exact location. Over here on the left side, let's take another look here. Silence switches as well as volume rockers in the same location as well. Antenna line, same location. So they basically took the iPhone 12 and refined it here for the iPhone 13. Let me go ahead and turn that brightness on. It's getting way too bright. And then you'll see lightning ports as well. Still no USB-C on board, but overall it's going to be a little bit hard for the average consumer to see the differences here. They're going to have to point those out to you in the store because besides that diagonal camera, they look and feel about the same. But there are some updates to the battery life that you'll definitely want to take note of. Apple's claiming around 2.5 hours longer battery life. That is huge. That could actually put this in line with the prior Pro model. So definitely this is going to be a major win for those of you who want better battery life. So let's go ahead and take a look at these included wallpapers here for iPhone 13. If I go over to live, you'll see we have a nice blue and pinkish wallpaper you could use here, or you can use this one right about here. This probably would work better with the starlight. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the small inclusions of wallpapers here. I know you can just go download 1 million of them if you want, but I want to see Apple throw in a ton of beautiful Apple style wallpapers straight from themselves instead of me having to find some beautiful wallpapers on my own. I just like when they include their own official Apple wallpapers right in the phone. But this one goes very well, I would say, with the phone overall. Now, this does ship with iOS 15 right out of the box. Of course, like I said before, you're going to have to do this quick security update. It's around 450 to 60 megabytes. So go ahead and get that done. But at least it ships with it out of the box. You get the nice new focus features. We're not going to talk all about iOS 15 here, but it will be updated for several years to come. In the way of iPhone storage here, let's see how much it takes out of the box here. So around 15.6 gigs, very similar, actually the same as the iPhone 13 mini I showed you earlier. So it takes a little bit of space, but at least you're getting double the storage. I don't think most people who are buying the iPhone 13 are going to use it all up. It's a pretty nice enhancement. I remember a time when Apple was selling phones with 16 gigs at a similar price point. Now, also, this is an area where the iPhone 13 gets improved. Now, you have these new photographic styles. So if I choose a style, you can actually choose if you want it to be a standard style. You can do this on all 13s. The rich contrast, vibrant, or warm, even cool. Now, I'm going to leave it standard for my reviews because I need it to be as neutral as possible. But you do have the ultra wide, and then if you want to go ahead and zoom in here, you can zoom in 5x, so no major improvements to the zoom. You got to go to the Pro for the best improvements. But if you go to here to video, if you look over to your left, we do have a cinematic video, which will change the depth. Let me go ahead and bring in this Rubik's Cube right here. You'll notice the focus is completely on the Rubik's Cube now in a video. Now, if I take it out, you'll see that iPhone comes right back in, and then it goes right back on the iPhone. Now, again, this will be much better with people subjects. So if you're using humans, it's going to work a lot better than what I'm showing you here, but it just kind of gives you an idea. This f-stop up here in the corner will allow you to tweak that blur. If you bring it down, you'll get more blur even than that. Now, when you flip it over to the front, you can also still use this mode. So that's pretty neat as well on this iPhone. It's an amazing upgrade, I would say, overall to this camera. You go over to video, you can still do your 4K 60, flip it over to the front, you can do your standard 4K 60. There's HDR video. I mean, this thing it's insane what you have in your pocket these days for iPhone 13, and it's definitely better than the iPhone 12. I wouldn't say by a long shot, but definitely enough to justify picking this one up if you care a ton about the cameras. Now, this also will ship with the Apple A15 CPU, but you're not going to get that buttery smooth feel of the 120Hz Pro Motion. I feel like the iPhone 14 probably will get that, the regular 14, and they'll put it on the Maxes as well, but I'm not sure. Maybe they'll just keep the 60 Hz, maybe they'll put 90 Hz on the next one, but this is still 60. iOS 15 does make it still feel super smooth. I think the average mainstream buyer of this is not going to notice. However, if you put it next to the Pro in the store, just go to the store, check out the Pro next to the regular model. You'll see and you'll feel the difference. It's noticeable. But this display is still beautiful. It's still an OLED. It's still smooth. It's still a beautiful display. However, I think for this price, the competitors are offering a little bit smoother displays for the same money. I said it has an A15, but this also only gives you 4 gigabytes of RAM. They didn't upgrade the RAM. I don't think it's going to matter. Once again, iPhones are very well optimized, but I would have liked to see 6 gigs of RAM. You already updated some other stuff to make it more like a Pro phone. I just wish they would have put 6 gigs here, 8 gigs on the other model. Let me know if you agree down below. I would say overall though, the performance is going to be a monster just because it has the Apple A15 Bionic inside. That's more power than most people ever will need. Do a close-up on here, a close-up of the iPhone 13. Take a look at the diagonal cameras. You can get an idea of what those look like. It's kind of light here in between the cameras. It kind of feels translucent a bit. There is no iPhone logo here. Apple dead center in the middle. You'll see up here at the top, aluminum is clean, so you don't get that fingerprinting here for the iPhone 13. If you're into a cleaner look, you might like that a bit more. If you're into the more premium upscale stainless steel, you might want to go to the Pro models. Now let's go ahead and take a look again next to the 12, just so you can get an idea. I'm gonna hold it there. Just take a look. Let me know if you guys think which one is better down below. Again, virtually identical. Do you think it's worth saving the money? Let me know down below. Now, if you have an iPhone 11, still, these are quite close phones. The iPhone 11 still for sale. Yes, the iPhone 13 is drastically improved in a lot of areas, but it's still a similar, core experience. I do think if you have an 11, you may be able to hold on one more year until they might do a more drastic redesign. Now here we do have the iPhone XR. This is the upgrade to do. You're gonna be super happy. I'll fully compare them, but the 12 is sleeker. It's a same size screen and a much sleeker body. It'll feel like a really juicy upgrade right here to go to the iPhone 13. Let's take a look at the iPhone 10 to the 13. Now the 10 at the time was the most premium model and does have stainless steel. You'd have to go to the Pro to match that stainless steel. However, I would say upgrading the 10 to the 13 is still a big upgrade. way better cameras, bigger screen, OLED screen is similar, but it's still brighter than iPhone 10, better battery life. It's a big upgrade if you have the iPhone 10 as well. And I'm gonna show you one competitor next to it, the Galaxy S21. Now the thing about the Galaxy S21 is that it comes with, it does come with a smoother display. However, I don't think this display is quite as sharp, but still, it comes with a better display. You can see the punch hole versus the notch. Definitely a competition here for iPhone 13, especially considering the incentives and rebates. And I don't know, a lot of people are still going to be hopping on the iPhone 13. It's definitely the latest phone out right now. That's it for me on the iPhone 13. I think this is going to be the volume seller once again for Apple. Reason being, improved cameras, new colors always gets people. Definitely, better battery life. That is the major one. Better battery life here for iPhone 13. In addition to that, it's still got that sweet spot size, I would say, for a lot of people. Not too big, not too small. They compacted the bezels. The notch got a little bit smaller. Yeah, some people say it's a little bit taller, but it's not as wide. It's definitely going to be the volume seller, I think, once again, because of that price point. Especially considering the mini is not that much, less, and it's a lot smaller looking. It just makes you want to get the bigger thing when you see it in person, unless you really are into the smaller phone. Let me know your thoughts on the Apple iPhone 13. Is this the one for you? Did you already get it? If you got your package delivered, you picked it up, let us know what you're thinking about it so far down below. If you're not getting one, let us know as well. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.